So, here we go with my review for the 1992 masterpiece, slasher icon, Candyman, the original from 1992. So, what is Candyman? Is Daniel Robitaille more than just a slasher? Well, that's where our main character, Helen, comes into the picture. So, Helen is a student studying modern folklore, and one of the modern folklore characters or stories is the Candyman. Simultaneously, her personal life is in question. She suspects her husband Trevor is a cheater. So as she's questioning her husband, she's also doing a paper on modern folklore. She is really intrigued by the story of Candyman and who he is, or who this Candyman is specifically. So she and her pal Bernadette nosedive. And boy, do they nosedive into this investigation. They manage to track down the origin of the folklore story all the way to the Chicago housing projects of Cabrini Green. Back when Cabrini Green was still open. Cabrini Green in real life is closed and demolished. Kind of sad, because that would have been a nice monument for people to remember that is where Candyman was filmed. But then again, Chicago is filled with gangs and criminal activity down there, so I can see why they decided to just demolish it. Anyway, so she travels all the way down to Cabrini Green to study where the story originated. And the reason why it originated there is because that is the location where Candyman died. Now, the Candyman, of course, I did do my research of who his name is. The Candyman has a name, Daniel Robitaille. The actor who plays him is Tony Todd. Tony Todd and his booming voice. Tony Todd just naturally has that terrifying presence. You can't help but kind of like it. You can't help but love Tony Todd. You don't even love to hate him, you just naturally like him. Tony Todd's one of those actors that has a magic touch. A lot of actors possess a magic touch where no matter how awful they are or how terrible they are, you can't help but say, I really like them. Is it because of their acting? I think so. I think their acting has to do with it. Or is it because of their presence? Either way, you can't help but love Tony Todd as Daniel Robitaille. As Helen and Bernadette grow closer and closer to finishing their paper, they decide, should we summon him 5 times in the mirror? So they say his name 5 times in the mirror. That's the legend. You gotta say his name 5 times in the mirror in order to summon Robitaille. Nothing happens yet, but a series of murders occur around Helen. And then one day, when she's in the parking lot garage, she meets him face to face. There he was, the Candyman. And when we see Tony Todd speak, you can't help but really drag yourself into the screen and listen to him talk to you. You can hear him whisper. He's almost a pioneer of ASMR videos. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit too dramatic.